me, Cyberpunk 2077 has always been about exploration and mysteries. But sometimes, as players, we can adventure a little bit too far and see things we were never meant to see. So join me today as we explore all the things the developers never wanted you to see. And if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel, as that's the best way to support us. But now, let's get on with the exploration. So for our first one today, we're located here in Charter Hill in Westbrook, right next to the gigantic Eat the Rich sign. You see, as located near the sign, there is this little wall here where we can see two little mattresses. Now, if you were to come up to this wall, there's something interesting here that you can actually do. Yeah, you can sort of just walk inside of it. Now, I haven't found a way where you can actually exploit this and get any further along. But yeah, I just thought it was weird that there's this completely invisible wall here that you can seemingly walk through. Now, I have tried to climb up into the floor above, but it is extremely difficult. Yeah, weird things like that can happen where you can sort of see through the car's chassis. Like I said, I personally haven't found a way to get beyond that part of the wall, but if you do let me know, as this might be one of the very few ways that we can actually start no-clipping without the need of mods. Next one, we're located in Santo Domingo, just down here in Arroyo, where we may have some cut content. You see, as located inside of this building here, there's actually a load of cameras, rather interestedly. There's also a laptop here, but sadly it has nothing on it, as well as a stack of strange boxes. There's also a couple of locked doors located in this area. Now, when you scan these surveillance cameras, it does say that it's powered and on, but you're not actually able to hack it or remotely take over it. Interestingly, that's exactly the same with the laptop. Now, the doors do actually work in this area. There is actually another asset located on the floor down here. You might be able to see it just floating out of area, which looks like a load of barrels with something on top of it here. Yeah, no idea what's going on with that. Now, I personally don't actually remember coming here on any missions, and at least on this new playthrough, there's no missions located in this area. Interestingly as well, the roof of the building has been purposely boarded over with metal plating, and with there being a clear jumping puzzle that leads up to the roof on here, and they've even taken out a couple of the walls, it's almost like at some point you were supposed to be able to get into this skylight. But once again, it's all boarded off with metal grids, leaving this area below completely inaccessible. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Was this a cut mission? Did you ever come here on a mission yourself? I can't remember it if that was the case. Our next one is a small little fun one located here in Westbrook in Japantown, where if we just sink below the floor over here, we should be able to find a couple of floating posters that are just floating out here in the middle of nowhere for whatever reason. Now, these were really hard to see because obviously from the other side you cannot see them at all. But yeah, for whatever reason, they're just floating out here in the middle of nowhere. Kind of cool. I do find it funny that in the future, even Half-Life 3 has still not been released. But hey, at least we've got crime and punishment and zombies. For our next one, we're located here in the city center, and we're going to be heading inside the Arasaka Tower. Now, there's lots of crazy things hidden within the Arasaka Tower, but this one's definitely a little bit strange. Now, normally we'd descend through this level using jump jet boots, and after an intense shootout, we'd make our way out of the area. However, in this area, there's this locked door located over here, and if we were to actually go through this door, we'll find something a little bit odd on the other side. There's just a bunch of floating screens over here playing every single channel and every single advert in the game on repeat over and over again. Now, I'm just going to sit here and let you listen to this for yourself. Yeah, I don't know why we've got an invisible room here constantly playing every single advert in the game over and over again on repeat. This is clearly part of Arasaka's brainwashing technology, all hidden away behind a very innocent door. For our next one, we're still located in the upper levels of the Arasaka Tower here. Now, in a previous video, you may have seen that in this Arasaka boardroom, you can actually change these holograms to giant burgers. And I always thought it was funny to imagine the Arasaka CEO sitting around discussing these giant burgers. But what I didn't show in that one is located just behind this wall over here is a bunch of forgotten assets. But yeah, it appears this is where the developers were keeping the assets so they could copy and paste them into all of the rooms. Now, there's actually quite a few of them floating around just outside of the out of bounds area here, but the most interesting thing can be found just over here, because it looks like we've actually got a copy of the relic datasheet that Yorinobu was holding in Evelyn's brain dance. However, for whatever reason, it's actually back to front. We've also got what I believe to be Yorinobu's phone here. For whatever reason, there's also a copy of Future here. But why these items are located here and out of bounds, I'm not quite sure. But as I'm sure you can tell, it can be incredibly hard to see these little details sometimes, especially when they're just floating out in the middle of nowhere. For our next one, we're located in Japantown in Westbrook, in this out-of-bounds area. Now, located in this area, you can actually go through this little gate here, and this will take you into this large, open area with nothing in it, apart from a gigantic TV screen for some reason. I have absolutely no idea why we've got this gigantic TV screen out here in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this is clearly not meant to be an explorable part of the game. Now, I'm not quite sure what the marketing plan here was for Avante, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't to advertise to absolutely no one. Next one, it's quite a small one. We're located right here next to Corporation Street, where it appears this cafe wanted to add some extra seating space, only unfortunately for them, they did it underneath the floor here. For whatever reason, this appears to be a reoccurring theme here throughout the game, where tables and chairs around cafes just randomly end up underneath the floor. It happens actually quite a lot. They're always in spots as well where objects are right above them, so they look completely out of place. Now, one interesting thing about these objects that are always under the ground is that they aren't actually physics enabled, whereas the ones above ground are actually physics enabled. It's just one of them little odd things that I noticed. But sadly, that's all we have time for today. And now, if you do want to see more floating Arasaka trees like this one here, do remember to hit that subscribe button and hey, comment down below. And until next time, peace.